Welcome back to our channel, Trip with Jookar. Today's video, we are going to see about top 5 places in Ukraine. Number 1, Andriivsky Descent. Andrew's Descent is a historic descent connecting Kyiv's Upper Town neighborhood and the historically commercial Podil neighborhood. The street, often advertised by tour guides and operators as the Montmartre of Kyiv, is a major tourist attraction of the city. The descent, located between two hills, is the shortest passageway from the historic Old or Upper Town. Another attraction of Andrew's Descent is the Baroque St. Andrew's Church. It is located atop a hill overlooking the Podil neighborhood from Andrew's Descent. The idea to construct the St. Andrew's Church came from the Russian Tsaress Elizabeth Petrovna. When she visited Kyiv in 1747 to 1754, she laid the foundation brick of the church with her own hand, after which the church was constructed, to a design by the imperial architect Bartolomeo Rastrelli. Number 2. Deribashovskaya Street. Deribashovskaya Street is the most famous and tourist street in Odessa. There are cafes and shops on it. It is always crowded. Deribas Street is a pedestrian walkway, street, in the heart of Odessa, Ukraine. The street is named after José Deribas, who was the builder of Odessa, the head of military and civil administration, and had a house on this street. Next to the street is Odessa's first park, which was built shortly after the foundation of the city in 1803 by the Deribas brothers, Joseph and Felix. This park has a fountain, bandstand, and several monuments, including a sculpture of a lion and lioness with her cubs, a chair commemorating the famous book, The 12 Chairs, 2 monuments to Leonid Utyosov, a sculpture and also a phone which plays his music, and a monument to Sergei Utochkin, a famous pilot. Number 3, Khreshchatyk. Khreshchatyk is the main street of Kyiv, Ukraine. The street has a length of 1.2 kilometers. It stretches from the European Square, northeast, through the Maidan and to Bessarabska Square, southwest, where the Bessarabsky Market is located. Along the street are the offices of the Kyiv City Council, which contains both the city's council and the state administration, the main post office, the Ministry of Agrarian Policy, the State Committee of Television and Radio Broadcasting, the Central Department Store, the Ukrainian House, and others. It lies in a valley that is crossed by several ravines. When looked at from above, the valley resembles a cross. A small river, the Khreshchatyk River, a tributary of Kyiv's Lebed River, ran along much of the valley, and still runs underground along much of the street. Number 4, Odessa Opera and Ballet Theatre. Odessa's first theatre, called the City Theatre, was built on the location of the current Odessa Opera and Ballet Theatre and opened on 10 February 1810. The original design, created by the Italian architect Francesco Frappoli, was later modified by the French architect Jean-François Thomas de Thoman, who also designed St. Petersburg's Old Stock Exchange. The main entrance with its colonnade faced the sea. There was no foyer. In 1831, Michael Vorontsov, Governor-General of Russian Empire, Novorossiya Krai, currently part of Ukraine, decided to assign the old instituted quarantine fees to the Odessa Theatre. Historian Charles King explains that one of the medical inspectors in Odessa was also the owner of the Odessa Theatre. When ticket sales were low, he would announce the discovery of an infection among newly arrived passengers and ordered them to be quarantined at their own cost. The expenses of the lazaretto, where the passengers that stayed would be used to hire a major performer for the theatre. Number 5, Old Town. Lviv's Old Town is the historic center of the city of Lviv, within the Lviv Oblast in Ukraine, recognized as a state historic architectural sanctuary in 1975. Since 1998, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, has listed Lviv's historic center as part of World Heritage. On 5 December 1998, during the 22nd session of the World Heritage Committee in Kyoto, Japan, Lviv was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. The territory of the Lviv Historic Center Ensemble covers 120 hectares, 300 acres, of the Old Rus and medieval part of the city, as well as the territory of the St. George's Cathedral on St. George's Hill. The buffer area of the historic center, which is defined by the historic area bounds, is approximately 3,000 hectares, 7,400 acres. Some pictures of Ukraine. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos lorem ipsum.